Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving a match analysis for the match of Tanzania versus Zambia. And this is the under 17s. Yeah, the under 17 team of Zambia. Yeah, just had a bit of issues with it loading, but yeah, let's get into this properly. I know this match was played. Anyway, there's our loyal Zambian supporters supporting their team. Alright, so cross comes in into the box. As you can see, two Zambian players, but they're about the Tanzanian players here. They're in one of those pickles whereby he is close but not close. He is close in terms of proximity but not close enough to really do anything. But hopefully as the ball reaches, he moves in just that bit closer so he can take better action. Yeah, like that. That was perfect. Immediately the ball got closer, he went right upon his back and then headed it out. He did very well. Now this is the problem, especially when you have a knockdown, like when you header the ball or you kick it from the what do you call it? When you kick the ball from the area of the penalty box to the outside. Because what usually happens is that if you don't have someone that's covering or just in that area, the ball is going to come right back, either through a shot or you give the other team possession. So as you can see here, he's given too much space. There are certain times you can give a player space, but not on this occasion where he can hit it first time back. And I do feel they could have gotten there a bit quicker because they turn their backs so that they can block. But I feel if they ran straight and just put their hands behind the back, they probably could have reached quicker. But that's a lovely goal. Yeah, like that. That's a knockdown. I feel as if they were jogging when they needed to be sprinting because, yes, if he sprinted here, there's a possibility he would have gotten dribbled past, but it would force the Zambian player to take a touch, and then he takes another touch, another person. By that time, at least he would have slowed down whatever he wanted to do. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen, but that's just a lovely goal. Because this one, he hits it with intention. Nothing much the goalkeeper could do there. And there they celebrate. Alright, so here, he's given too much space. Already, someone has been given too much space. Alright, because look at this. He has this much. This is too much space because when you give someone this amount of space, it's easy for them to put in a cross. And what happens is that as the player is moving, these people will be watching. Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened there. Let me click this again. Yeah, it's a bit laggy sometimes. So everyone's focus will be there. If you give a person too much time, everyone will be focusing on that particular area and they'll forget the players that are here because this person is unmarked. Also, he is unmarked. And just imagine, all that space in the box is a very dangerous thing. And that's a good finish. But poor defending because this is just too much space. The fact he was able to run, take a touch, look up, look down, and then put in a disc, that's too much space. There should have been someone tighter. And also here, the back line is not really organized because here, there's too much of a gap in between these two. It's either one person follows the other and tells, it's either they become closer or they just tell whoever is on the farther side or this guy here to just come so that they make a straight line. Because when you make a straight line, it's easier to organize yourselves and it makes it harder to play through because you're organized. And that's a good finish because this cross was given too much time, but this, yeah, I've seen people sky it or just take the ball somewhere unknown. That's a really good finish. Fernandez celebration. You see there, Bruno Fernandez inspiring people. Once again, they can dance. Alright, so here, let's watch it play through and then we see what happens. And again, it happens again. Alright, so this is the second half, right? Alright, so already here there's a problem. I don't know how they've set up. I don't know if this is from a transition because this is where this particular situation begins from. I don't know if it's from a transition, if it's from where. But once again, too much space has been given. This man here is in so much acres of space. That's why I am wondering if this is from the transition. Because I don't think you'd give someone this amount of space and also the space that's in behind. But let's watch what happens. And the fact that there's no one that I don't think there's anyone that actually tries to get the ball from him. Let's move it back a bit. Oh, yeah, that's my bad. All right, so let's see. Yeah, cause okay, I understand he's striking back, but at this point, yeah, okay, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. So he is in no man's land right here. If he moves forward, oh sorry, it's just taking a bit of time to load. Yeah, he's in no man's land. The only thing he can do is time his steps. By time his steps, what he's doing is that rather than moving back, he's slowing down. He's taking, rather than sprinting back or running very fast behind, he's slowly moving back so that eventually he meets up with him. So this already is set up horribly. And the only other option that's there, this is why, whenever you're having a center back pairing or just a defense is supposed to gel. You know, it's almost like the way you link up as a defense. It's almost like an attacker, but with an attacker, it's always when you're with the ball. But as a defense, when you're defending, you have to be in sync, just like how attackers are, but you'll be without the ball. Because I do feel if here they were able to read the situation, I don't really want to say read because it's one of those dire situations, but maybe if he decided to push up here, right? And then if they were so gelled together, they knew what each person was going to do. Maybe he runs to cover the space here, and maybe he follows him, or if possible, he stays here because you'll be closer to him and he can rush through that space. Yeah, that's some of the things that could have happened, but I don't want to say much because this is usually a difficult situation to defend. Actually, they've actually quite well here because 1, 2, 3, 1, and these people are not really involved. So he plays it into space, and then yes, there's finally someone onto the player that had the ball. But now they let him run into space and then in between the lines once again. I wonder how they let that happen. So yeah, at this point, you're not supposed to give the player any more space. When you're here, you can allow that player to run, but immediately you start reaching into the penalty box. Or let's just say into the box. When you start reaching here, you do not give this person space. If you're here, you can give it because what you want to do is also, you want to try and bait the person who has the ball into passing it into him so that you can intercept. But at this point here, you do not give him that much. You do not give him this much space because he can just take it first time. Also, the cross that comes from here, I do feel he could have rushed a bit quicker because he was juggling his, not really juggling, what can I say? He was setting up his feet and then he didn't really rush to it. I think he was afraid he was going to get beaten, but it would have been better if he just tries and stop the cross. Cross comes in and another goal. This was caught for offside, but it was later given. Look at the happiness there. Yeah, and there's not, he can't really, he's afraid to touch. I think the other defender was afraid to touch it because of, on goal. Cross into the box. Alright. He is unmarked. He is currently facing a 2-on-1 situation. And it's once again, they gave the person on the ball space. Okay, it's not, no, they didn't give him space because this is actually a difficult ball to cross. It's actually a really difficult one because you might let that one go, but yeah, maybe you should have just forced him all the way back rather than give him time to turn. So he is outnumbered. There's not much he can do here. And it's a goal. Simple as that. Cross in the box. And this, if he pushes, if he pushes back, or if, and this is another thing that I was talking about. Usually when a player has a ball in this particular region, somewhere, okay, you can just assume somewhere around this region or just in the corners. One thing I've noticed, especially from all these videos I've done, everyone's attention will be there. I understand they want to see where the ball is coming from, but now the problem is they don't bother to check behind them, and that's where you usually find there are people that are unmarked because this is a 2-on-2 situation. But unfortunately, he is fixated on the ball that is very far away, and then he can't. And he wants to track the flight of the ball, so he doesn't really let the ball leave his side. So he's constantly looking at the ball up until it enters the box. At this point, If he could have just shouted man, and then what you in this point, what you just do, you reverse as the ball is coming. By reverse I mean take a few steps back and just jump. If you get contact with someone, even better, because it means you probably disturb them as they're jumping or heading. Yeah, but not much he could do because he was overwhelmed. There are like two other players there, and that's a good header. That's a good header too. Lovely. Next goal. So this is basically this already comes from a bad touch, and I think it was a cross too. Yeah, bad touch, and also the ball is not a good one. So here they're trying to reorganize themselves. Ball is played here, and at this point he just dribbles past them. He just dribbles past them. I understand if he goes forward, he passes it, but sometimes I think it's better the player beats you rather than you just wait for things to happen. Like just go. If he beats you, it's okay. You're the last man. You're the one of the few people covering. But he stood there. Also, he tried. He did try, but he got beaten too easily because he was trying to cover for the person behind. At that point, just go. If he be, at least you push him wider. But this is a very good skill. Maybe the keeper goes down a bit early, which helps him chip it. But yeah, that's a very good goal and a very good match from Zambia because they really, 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 really won. 4 goals to 1. Yeah, this was a really good match. And the Zambian under 17 team is looking very good. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.